Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel and another episode of Empty Space Survival. And as you can see that the background has changed a little bit here. And so actually, somebody in the comments, I'll leave a picture on screen if I can, actually suggested that I use this mod called Space Debris or something like that. And I tried it out and it looked really cool, as you can see, and I think it'll actually look really cool in this playthrough, so that's why I have it up. And yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I think it'll enhance the experience of this playthrough, I think. But I don't know, I mean, what do you guys think? Leave your ideas in the comments below if I should keep this kind of like background or just go back to the, regular old one. And yeah, apart from that, I am also really grateful for the comments you guys left on the last video and all the little like tips and tricks and stuff I could do differently and stuff that I to enhance efficiency and stuff. I really thank you for all those comments. I'm gonna try and implement as much of those things as I can. And yeah, other than that, I did no off-camera work, so we are starting off exactly where we left off last time, just in front of the asteroid here, if you can see it. I do notice one thing, though, a bit of a problem with this kind of like background is it's going to be really hard to pick out like what asteroids are a part of the game and like what's the background. At least to me, I don't know. I might just be dumb or whatever. But yeah, so we're still in front of the asteroid here. And like I said, no off-camera work, so the ship is pretty much the same. We're still refining the iron ore and some of the silicone ore, it looks like now. So we're doing pretty good on iron and silicone, as you can see right here. Also, our ice is still doing pretty good. And somebody in the comments suggested that I leave my hydrogen engine off, and I am leaving my hydrogen engine off. Anyway, not too big a deal. We have the two solar panels, and I think actually I'm gonna add a little bit more now since we have some more machines that are taking up power, like the basic refinery and the ore detector now. So yeah, that's definitely something that's gonna get done today. That is on the to-do list, is to add some more solar panels. The other thing too is to definitely find ice or cobalt. Now the reason why I want cobalt is so I can actually add more storage to the base, because in order to build large grid cargo containers we do need cobalt, or even like thrusters or cargo containers, that kind of stuff. So we are going to need cobalt for that, because otherwise our cargo container here is starting to slowly run out of space here. Which actually, I thought of a bit of a creative plan to take care of that. And that is, if I take the advanced rotor and put a small rotor head on top, I can actually attach small grid cargo containers. And small grid cargo containers here, I can actually show you. If I just grab a, you see, so large grid here is going to take 24 metal grids, which I currently can't make. But if I switch it to the small grid version, it doesn't need any cobalt. So what I could do is I could, like I said, place a rotor, like an advanced rotor with a small rotor head, and then attach a small grid cargo container to the top of it, which I think would actually work really good. In the short term, at least. I don't think that's going to work very well long term. But it's like one of those janky ways of solving storage problems temporarily. Anyway, other than that, I think I'm going to go and start going around to like different asteroids and looking for stuff. Like I said, cobalt, nickel, ice is the big one that I'm looking for right now. Also, one guy in the comments I noticed mentioned that instead of turning off my back thrusters, I can just turn off my dampeners, which also works. But I prefer to turn off just my backwards thrusters, so I still have my dampeners on for like all the other directions, if that makes sense. Anyway, this asteroid looks like it still just has iron and silicone on it. So we're gonna have to keep looking around here, different asteroids for the stuff. Ooh, that was not good. Ooh. Yeah, we just lost a solar panel there. Well, that was kind of dumb. So yeah, that just happened. I just bumped into an asteroid and lost a solar panel. I don't think anything else is too seriously damaged, I don't think. No, I just need to rebuild another solar panel. And actually, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to build up a few more solar panels. And also, just again, quick update. I have been searching asteroids here for the past couple minutes. I've only searched about a handful, and it seems like all of them all only have like silicone and iron on them. I can't seem to find one that doesn't have anything else on it, which is kind of strange in my opinion, but you know, whatever. I did purposely make it harder to find stuff to make this series a bit more interesting and to make it a bit more of a challenge for me. But you know, I hope that didn't, you know, mess with any of the like ore distributions or whatever. So now finding stuff like ice and cobalt is impossible. I hope it didn't do any of that. Alright, so we got about 3 solar panels here in production. And also somebody mentioned in the comments too that I should be using Build Planner for this stuff. And yeah, I know how to use Build Planner, I'm just lazy and don't use it. So yeah, if we just go to here and then 1, 2, 3 solar panels, we can just put it straight into production and don't have to like manually count out everything, which is super useful. So there we go, just put stuff in production, and now I just gotta wait for it to, you know, get assembled and crafted and everything, and then I can weld everything up and then get on our way. So yeah, you know what, I'll see you guys back when I have these solar panels welded up. Alright here guys, so quick update. So almost everything for the solar panels was produced. The one thing that I'm having trouble with is the solar panels here, or the solar cells, or what are they called here? Yeah, the solar cells. So we are going to need a ton of nickel, it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to that asteroid right there, mine up a ton of stone with the drill, get it refined and everything, so we can have a bunch of just actually all 3 materials, iron, silicone, and nickel. So I have no shortage of those 3 if we do that, which I am going to do that carefully now, not to repeat what happened now twice, because it's twice now I bumped into the asteroid. The first time in the last episode I bumped into it and luckily nothing broke or got destroyed, but the second time, like you saw just a few minutes ago, I broke off one of the solar panels. So yeah, I gotta be really delicate on how I do this now, which shouldn't be too big a problem. Just go into a first person view and just gently mine up. Not a whole ton of rock, just a little bit. That should be enough. If we just go into our inventory here, go look at our... There we go. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. So if we just go to here, we can actually put it in the basic refinery and get it refined. So everything should be getting refined now. And yeah, you know what guys, I'll update you on the situation as it progresses. Alright guys, so quick update here. As you can see, I got all 4 solar panels here, all welded up and ready to go. So now if we actually go look at our batteries inside the control panel here, we can see that they are fully recharged in 15 hours. And that is with the basic refinery running. So yeah, I think we're actually doing pretty good on power. Well, for right now anyway. It's still going to be a bit of a problem, but it's less of a problem now, if that makes sense. And actually, if we even go into the control seat here, we can see, if we just turn on our HUD here, we can see that, yeah, you can see in the bottom right there that if I go backwards, you see how it says 43 minutes of power? But then if I let go, it just goes blank. I feel like that's a pretty good sign that we're charging up the batteries pretty good there. So yeah, then now we have the power issue resolved. I think I should go back to looking for the materials I listed off earlier, which was ice and cobalt. I know in the last video I mentioned that nickel is pretty important, and it is. I don't want to disclude, you know, those materials as well. But cobalt is pretty big right now, because I was thinking about it here the other day, and I think that I should get hydrogen power as soon as possible. Or not hydrogen power, hydrogen thrusters as soon as possible. So I can have thrusters, but it's not going to use up a whole ton of power. So it can save us on power that way. if that makes sense anyway. So yeah, if I just hop back into here and then just kind of look around for more asteroids I can go look and explore. There you go, this cluster over here looks pretty good. So yeah, if I just go to here and hit number 2, or like the guy said in the comments earlier, can turn your dampeners off too, that'll do it as well. But I like to turn off the backwards thrusters and still have the dampeners going in all the other directions. So yeah, you know what guys, I will update you if anything else happens. Oh, here we go. That's funny. Quick update here guys. I actually found both cobalt and nickel on the same asteroid here. So if I just slow down here and not crash the ship for the 3rd time in this series. Here we go. So if I just do that, you can see here cobalt and nickel. So we can actually refine cobalt with the basic assembler here. So if we actually just go ahead and collect a little bit of cobalt, not a whole lot, we don't need a whole slew of it just yet, but maybe enough to make a few things. So if we just go to here and just carefully mine some of it up. Now I'm actually going to make this a priority because I want to make more storage to store stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cobalt and just put it there. And also I really like the colors that the mod gives to the different ores. Like, you know, iron's kind of like an orish red color. Silicone actually, you know, looks almost kind of like silverish color, and then cobalt looks like a dirty green color. I kind of like those little details like that sometimes. And another thing actually we can do now with that is we can actually make Mark 1 tools, which is going to be useful. So if we just do that, and actually have the Mark 1 grinder already, and just like that, if we go into the G menu, go to character tools, we can just go ahead, drag and drop our tools into our hotbar like this. And there we go, Mark 1 tools, just like that. Yeah, then now we actually have cobalt. That means we can build large grid storage containers. Actually, you know what? I think building one large cargo container is going to be preferable to just building a ton of like small cargo containers. I think anyway, because the large grid one has like what? 421,000 liters of capacity or something like that. And the small one only has like what? 15,000 or something. Yeah, you see there? So I think it's going to be more of a deal if I build just one big cargo container instead of a bunch of smaller ones. I think it is going to take up a ton of interior plates, but if I look at the cost for interior plates against just regular steel plates, yeah, you see it only costs 1 iron to build one interior plate rather than 7. So it is going to be a lot cheaper to build the large cargo container here, yeah. So I think that's going to be the plan, that now we have metal grids. And I think we can craft small steel tubes. I know we can craft large steel tubes, but can we craft small steel tubes? Yes, we can. So yeah, I think that's my next kind of objective as of right now, is to build up a large grid cargo container. So yeah, you know what? It's just going to sit like right there on top of the refinery. And now we don't have to worry about storage really at all. And yeah, you know what guys? I'm going to update you when I am finished constructing the large cargo container here. And honestly, looking at the materials list, it shouldn't be too bad. I did just get a bunch of nickel, and we actually do have... It said we do have a nickel like ore vein spot kind of like over there, so we don't have to worry about that. And we have a ton of everything else, so it shouldn't even take too long. So yeah, you know what guys, I'll update you when this is all constructed. Alright there guys, so it looks like we built up the large cargo container here, at least more or less 97%. It's only like, what is that, 19 interior plates, so not that bad. But yeah, you see, look at the storage capacity on that. So that now we have pretty much infinite storage, we can go ahead and mine up as much cobalt or nickel or whatever as we want now, which is really helpful. And yeah, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and collect now a bit more cobalt and whatever else. And actually, before I even do that, do I even have a spotlight? If I can, you know, spell it. I do have access to a spotlight because I just want to add a spotlight to the front of this thing so I can actually see what I'm mining in the dark. So yeah, you know what, I'm just going to do that real quick. I'm just going to build up a spotlight and I'll update you guys when that's done. There we go. Then now we have a spotlight. I can now see what I'm doing in the dark now. So if I just go into here, there we go. So I can see what I'm doing now. So if I just go gently go to here and not crash into the ship or into the asteroid, and just gently mine up some more cobalt. Now we aren't going to need a whole lot of this stuff, but it's never hurts to have some extra. Now if we just gently make our way to the other side of the asteroid where the nickel is, we can also go ahead and mine up some of that. Here we go. Here's some nickel just right here. Mine up a little bit of this so we don't have to worry about nickel for a little bit. There we go. So if we just actually go look in the inventory here, we can see that large cargo container, we have 16,000 nickel, or a little bit more actually, because there's a bit in this one. We have 22,000 nickel and about 15,000 cobalt, which I think will last us quite a bit. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just mark the asteroid down and continue exploring more asteroids for, well, it would be ice now at this point. We've pretty much found everything else. So yeah, that's the main priority as of right now, is to go looking for ice. So yeah, you know what? I'll update you as the situation progresses. Alright guys, quick update here. So I actually haven't done any exploring yet because I just noticed a bit of a flaw with the big cargo container here, and that is there is a thruster right underneath it that is cooking it every time I want to like move it up and down kind of thing. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to move you over one block. Now the reason why I'm moving the thruster and not the container is, for one reason, where else am I gonna put this container? I mean, I could stick it to the side of here theoretically, but I feel like that's gonna block the solar panels and it's gonna be really annoying to mine if there's just a giant container right there. And also, there's already 22,000 nickel ore in it, which I can't store in here. So I'm pretty much left with no choice but to move you, which shouldn't be too difficult. I just take the components from here and I rebuild it there. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for right now. So the first thing I have to do is grind you off, and you're this thruster. You're also an ion thruster. There, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna actually go ahead real quickly, make sure that I can even craft thrusters, which I can't. That would have been a big problem if I couldn't craft thrusters and I just grinded that right off. Okay, so I'm just looking at the progression chart here, and it looks like it's not too difficult to unlock the ion thrusters. Looks like I just need to grind down and rebuild the control seat. So if I just go to here and just do something like that and then grind it back up, or sorry, weld it back up, I should now have access to thrusters, right? Yes, I have access to thrusters. So I can just go to here and just slowly start grinding this one off and putting it over here. Is essentially all I'm doing. And so just like that, I grinded that off, and then I'm just putting it right here. Just like that, we now have, what is that, down thrust, and it won't be burning my cargo container alive here, because you can see that it's already burnt off a little bit there. It's a good thing I caught it early and it didn't like destroy itself. On top of that, now we actually have a bit of room going down here for things, if I can even get down there. So yeah, we got a port right here that we can go ahead and have things here. So that's always a bonus. Anyways, with that crisis now averted, we can now go back to exploring asteroids. I seem to have lost my gyro. But my gyro no longer has power, it seems. Wait, is it even... Oh! Oh, that's a big problem. That's an even bigger problem now. This thing on the bottom right here is my gyro. But since it has... yeah, okay, so that's a bit of a problem. So what happened was the gyro was connected to this thruster, but since I grinded it off, nothing's attached to it now. So now I have to go find another spot for the gyro. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the gyro on the bottom of there. If I can even build it, which I can. So yeah, just put it on the bottom of... Or can I even put it on the bottom of there? Doesn't look like it. Or I can put it right here. So now, yeah, the plan now is going to be to get all the parts from this gyro to the other gyro. Alright, then now we have a gyro on here. We should be able to move around now. Yep, there we go. We can move around now freely with the gyro on. Yeah, so now we have a gyro on here so we can move around. And yeah, I'm going to be continuing to search for ice. I'm going to continue searching for ice now. And yeah, I'll update you guys on the situation as it progresses. Alright here guys, so quick update. I actually seem to have found a bit of silver, which isn't bad. I mean, I can't do anything with it because I need a regular refinery to refine silver. But it's always good to, mark it down and have in case, you need it later on. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am actually going to collect a small handful of silver, because what you can do with silver is you can actually make Mark II tools with it. So I am going to collect just a small, little handful of silver for that reason. So when I do get a refinery, I can immediately craft Mark II tools. There you go. I now just need to go and refine my ship here. So yeah, it's just gonna basically sit there until I get a proper refinery. But yeah, I'm gonna mark this asteroid down for silver and continue moving on, looking for ice. Alright here guys, so here's a bit of an update. So I've been searching now for, I would say, about 10-15 minutes here, and I have finally found a bit of ice, it looks like. Or at least the ore detector is telling me there's a bit of ice down there, which is always good. Or it's really good actually, because now, seeing my power situation, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm going to want to start making hydrogen thrusters to help maneuver the ship, because not only does it take up less power to, do thruster things, but also I am going to need more thruster for, mobility reasons, and I don't have any platinum to make ion thrusters. So that's another reason why I'm going to need the hydrogen thrusters. But in order to make hydrogen, I'm going to need a ton of ice. So if this ice patch can be mined from the surface of this asteroid, I am going to pretty much mine the entire thing up. I'm going to pretty much mine it dry, essentially, is what I want to do. Okay, here we go, guys. So I actually did find the ice, and there is a ton of ice on the outside of this asteroid. So what I have to do now is just get Enterprise on the other side of this asteroid. But before I do that, I'm going to GPS mark it just so I know exactly where it is. So I'm just going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to get Enterprise. Or sorry, Enterprise. I keep saying Enterprise. This isn't Enterprise, this is the respawn ship. And actually, you know what? That is something else, guys. In the comments, if you have a creative name, what I should name the respawn ship, leave it in the comments below and I might actually name it that, because I have a few ideas what I want to name that ship, but I want to see what you guys are going to come up with. So yeah, anyway, I'm just going to get the respawn ship and bring it over here real quick. Alright, so I managed to get Enterprise from the other side of the asteroid to here. And so now the game plan here is to very carefully not crash the respawn ship while I am mining this ice. which looks like it shouldn't be too hard to do if I don't do stuff like that. And that is, if I just carefully maybe even go into first person here and just do stuff like that. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here now for a few minutes mining up a bunch of ice here, so I'll see you guys back when I've pretty much mined up all the ice I can. Alright guys, so I've been sitting here now for a few minutes here just mining up a ton of ice, and as you can see here in the large cargo container I have 438,000 ice, which is about 438,000 more ice than when we started with. So we got ourselves a bit of ice here. And so now, in the next video, I want to build up a hydrogen tank. First I want to build up another O2H2 generator, a hydrogen tank, and then I want to see about maybe getting some hydrogen thrusters built. Because right now the ion thrusters are really struggling to do anything. So it would be really good if we could get some sort of hydrogen thruster thing going here. But like I said guys, that is going to be in the next video. This is the end of the video here guys. Sorry to cut it a bit short, or if it feels short. I didn't have a lot of time today, and it took a ton of time to, find, the ice and cobalt and stuff, so yeah, sorry if this video feels kind of short. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could please like the video if you did like it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does help me out a lot. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.